spider monkey.
No, the diamonds are here.
You greasy bastard. Where's my shoes?
Sign your pity on the running time.
Begin white and cruel and be.
Kiss my Converse. Easy, white chocolate. I wouldn't want you to melt.
But you just have to give me twice as much blood.
I'm coming.
I don't want you to come.
You're gonna need a bigger
Spider monkey. Spider monkey. Hold on tight, spider monkey.
All right, and welcome to the Bowels of Movie Night. I am Isaac, and with me, as always, is my fearless co-host, Larry. How are you doing this week, Larry?
So I couldn't think of anything clever to start the show this time, so I figured as an opening bit, I'm just going to throw some hypothetical verses at you, and then want to see what you pick. And there are right answers, but I'm not going to tell you the answers even if you get them wrong. So just to start, like here's the first one: bear versus lion. Who wins?
What kind of bear?
Dealer's choice.
I will say sun bear, which is the smallest bear, and then say lion.
Okay, incorrect. I told you I wasn't going to tell you were wrong, but how dare you pick anything over a bear? Whale versus giant squid.
What kind of whale, Larry?
A blue whale.
Blue whale.
Okay, a bear versus a shark, but they're on neutral ground.
What is neutral ground for a bear and a shark?
Either in like a contained, like half of the arena is water and half of the arena is land, or in midair.
Also, what kind of shark and what kind of bear?
Brown bear and a brown shark.
I guess you want me to pick bear.
I do want you to pick bear.
Okay.
Bear versus a horse, but the horse has a gun, and the gun.
The horse can't use the gun. Also, what kind of gun?
A 6 hour.
The bear, apparently.
Okay. Well, the horse can't use the gun, so correct. The USS Enterprise versus the Millennium Falcon.
Bear. Isn't the Enterprise much bigger? Although do they have offensive?
The correct answer was, which Enterprise? Moon Nazis versus Nazis at the center of the Earth.
I feel like center of the Earth Nazis had more destructive capabilities.
Moon Nazis can attack. The center of the Earth Nazis can't reach the Moon Nazis. Incorrect. I decided to just want to tell you you're wrong no matter what you pick. Spaghetti de Coco versus Steven Seagal.
The bear. Anyone versus Steven Seagal is not Steven Seagal is the winner.
No, that one's correct. A flock of eagles versus a horse wearing a jacket made of razor blades.
The horse with a jacket.
Correct. Me versus an alpaca.
The alpaca.
No, that's wrong. That's me. An alpaca is the biggest animal I can take in a fight. John Cougar Mellencamp versus David Bowie, but while he was high on cocaine.
Who was high on cocaine?
David Bowie.
Bowie wins.
Okay. You after smoking a carton of Winston cigarettes, or me blackout drunk?
I feel like we just make love.
That actually was the correct answer. Barack Obama with a drone that he was not given the instruction manual for versus the cast of the Muppets minus Miss Piggy.
Do they have puppeteers?
I don't care. I thought of that whole. That's the whole reason they did this whole thing. I thought of that hypothetical.
The Muppets win.
And giggled in the shower for a solid 20 minutes.
You're a madman.
That's all I got. Anyway, well, thanks for listening. That's our episode.
I feel like we could do a full 90 minutes of that, and it would still be entertaining.
I could absolutely do 90 minutes of that.
We'll do a bonus episode. Anyway, we are the Bowels of Movie Night. You might be surprised to know.
Yeah, it's almost like we're not professional in the slightest.
No, not really. But yeah, we make each other watch terrible movies. You can find us on the internet, bowelsofmovienight@gmail.com. We would love to get an email. Send us your thoughts, suggestions for movies we could watch. Nudes, we'll definitely accept nudes. Larry wants all the nudes.
No, I don't want any nudes. Sorry.
Facebook and Twitter, where we exist.
Mm-hmm.
And do all the good podcast things. Rate, subscribe, tell your grandmother to listen, or you're going to give it to her.
In what way?
In the fishy way.
Well, a bear. I choose a bear.
It's vague enough that the listeners can decide for themselves.
And you can check out our website, theearlybeard.com.
Yes, where there will be more content coming, but there's a few reviews up there already of things that aren't terrible necessarily.
Yeah. And if this is maybe your second episode, welcome, because we have an insane number of people downloading stuff. I don't know what's happening, but it's
we're way on pace to surpass our monthly record. It's like what we're recording on the 9th.
Yes,
and we're about 50 downloads away from our monthly record already.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So
I was telling my girlfriend, I'm like, oh, maybe something's wrong. Maybe there's like a bunch of bots downloading or something. She's like, or maybe people just like it. And I said, well, that can't be right. You fucking idiot.
Oh, nothing ever good happens.
No. I mean, But
That's why we're perplexed.
the whole conceit of this show is that nothing good ever happens.
God, that is true. Oh, so
if we reviewed something we both mutually liked, I think it would just be terrible.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I definitely didn't like what I had this week.
Oh, you
although
didn't?
It's weird because it's almost like the Princess Diaries, where
Okay, I gotta tell you, that is not a comparison I expected with a Fred Durst John Travolta movie.
Well, no, not the movie's not like that movie, but it's like the frumpy girl who doesn't wear makeup finally gets a makeover and looks like the respectable woman she should be. I'm joking, obviously.
Okay.
That movie's actually kind of weird, but like
there's a problem.
There's a glimmer of like this could have been good if you did almost everything differently.
So a little bit like Iron Sky, which also had potential to be good.
And we've had a few movies like that before, but that's almost the most frustrating, where it's like, oh, you did like these 4 things right.
Yeah.
And like if you did everything else differently, it really, and not even that differently, but
right. It sucks to see it like when you can see in the middle distance, you can see like, oh, there is a good movie there. If only you weren't a fucking idiot.
Yeah, like a woman who's not wearing makeup, because they all should wear makeup all the time for us, the men.
Yeah, that's what we like. Oh God, we're not really clear, this horrible.
I am joking. Makeup, no makeup, whatever. You're all beautiful, unless you're not. But that's a different story.
Great. 10 out of 10.
I get a lot of male makeup tutorials on my TikTok feed, and I don't know if that's TikTok telling me I'm ugly.
Yeah, well, TikTok is just analyzing your face as you're staring at the phone, nude, covered in crumbs at 2 a.m. Just watching sexy TikTok dances.
I get science TikToks too.
Yeah, sure. The science of sexy TikTok dances. Yeah,
I don't know, like black holes and whatnot.
It analyzes your face.
Well, yeah, okay. Let's move on from that before I bury myself.
Yep. Jesus Christ!
We're covering The Fanatic, directed and
Kill
written
a Career
by
in 5 minutes by Isaac Early.
One fantastic Fred Durst. That's the only word to describe him.
Why did he do this?
Because he hates everyone.
No, the correct answer is for the nookie. Okay, continue. God, listen.
Durst.
If I didn't get that joke out early, I would not listen to you trying to fit it in somewhere else. So
fair enough. I know so little about Limp Bizkit.
That's one of the 3 things I know about Limp Bizkit.
Yeah. I haven't. I mean, obviously, I heard some Limp Bizkit when it was popular and on the radio 15, 20 years ago. I had to go back and watch a couple music videos just to remind myself of how terrible they are.
There was like an 8-month period when I was in, I want to say elementary school, but it might have been middle school, where like the people who I pretended were my friend group all loved Limp Bizkit and could not ever shut the fuck up about it. I look back at that now and it's like, man, everyone I knew was terrible.
Oh God! So it came out in 2019. The worldwide gross. Larry, you want to take a stab? Because I don't have a budget, but I have a worldwide gross.
$7,241.
You're about 2 times too high.
Oh man,
3,000.
I meant to go comically low
and $53.
That is. What is that, like 300 movie tickets? Assuming, I mean, I say that like movie tickets are probably not fucking $10 anymore, Granddad. I don't know what the movie ticket goes for nowadays.
Not too much more. Maybe like 12.
I haven't been to the movies in like 3 years.
Yeah, and this came out in 2019, so it's before COVID, so it doesn't have that excuse. But yeah, it probably released in one theater for like one weekend.
I bet you they use that excuse if you ask. Yeah. If you poll Fred.
Oh God, Fred! Don't say anything about Fred. We're done talking about Fred.
What about his poll?
Stop it.
No, do you call him Fred? Are you like on a first name basis with him now?
Yeah. He's my nut valet.
Moyle. Oh, your nut valet.
Very different things. Don't cut anything off while you're down there.
Isaac, it is incredible in that all the years I've been alive and known you, the only person I have ever heard say the words nut valet were you. And I've heard it many times.
Yeah, I think it's an SNL bit.
I was going to say, is it something you've created and dream of?
No, I don't know.
When
I
you
wouldn't say no if all parties were involved.
When you rule the
consensual.
world, it's a known fact that you will have a harem that's been
This is true.
reluctantly approved by your wife, as long as she gets to run it. Will Nut Valet be a member of the harem, or will that be its own side thing? And how does one apply?
It'll be on Craigslist, like most of the other positions.
Okay.
I haven't fleshed it out yet. Once I get a little closer to ruling the world, I'll start putting those details together.
Right.
It's 89 minutes long. So the movie, the movie. God, 89 minutes. That sounds painful.
Your year's worth, or
IMDb is at a 4.2, which is quite low for us generally.
that is pretty low.
We usually don't dip below a 5.
Mm-hmm.
Rotten Tomato critic is 16%, and Rotten Tomato audience even is 26%. So that is low.
Shout out to, by the way, a Cracked article which pointed out to me that Fred Durst makes movies, which I happened to catch just while fucking waiting for my car to be oil changed or something.
God,
Guys,
I hate you and the fact that you know how to read.
Fred Durst is, I didn't know he transitioned from Limp Bizkit into movies, and I don't think myself, you, or anyone knows why.
Money.
I mean,
ego.
money as in he had it to blow, or he needed more, because one of those things works, the other does not.
Well, I mean, I sold this to streaming services and stuff like that, obviously.
Yeah,
so
I suppose
he personally made money. The studio might not have. I don't know.
I think he's made more films, right?
Yeah, he's definitely made a few. I didn't look too much into that because, again, I don't want Google to know that I'm aware of Fred Durst.
Yeah, I wonder, now that we've been talking about him, I'm certain my phone has picked it up and is going to be showing me Fred Durst stories.
Yeah, you should have put your phone in the toilet water.
I should have. And the hot dog flavored water?
You flavor your toilet water with hot dogs?
I am going through every Limp Bizkit reference I know as quickly as possible.
If you put a bunch of hot dogs in the toilet tank, would that be good? You know, like those little blue things that you put in? Yeah, but so it's just like hot dogs turning rancid and sloughing off into the toilet.
It's horrible.
It'd be good. Okay, Jesus Christ.
They have
Let's
a
get into
song called Hot Dog Flavored Water. Again, not a joke.
Oh, God. Don't tell me these things.
I'm telling you, fucking 5th grade, I heard them all.
Man, I'm so mad at you.
Not on it was against my will. I was, trying to make friends.
Yeah, you were being waterboarded by the United States government.
I mean, that would work. I would spill whatever secrets I knew.
God.
Well, hot dog waterboarded.
Just hot dogs sticking in your nostrils like a walrus.
What is it with us and hot dogs? I have not had a hot dog in so long. Don't mail me one. But
I'm waiting for the lean summer months to send you a hot dog.
The lean summer months.
Okay, fine. God, we're 13 minutes in. We got to get into the plot. Jesus.
Do we, though?
I
bet we can bullshit our way into half an hour of nonsense before you start talking about it. Let's make this a 4-hour episode.
Oh, God. No, this can't be the longest episode.
How do you think Limp Bizkit was formed?
Well, you take some dough and you mush it together.
I just assumed Fred Durst scraped off a couple of boils, and then they just kind of grew into other Fred Dursts. I don't know.
Yeah, I guess so. God, stop. Fred, no. We open with a female voiceover about how Los Angeles is a city of bullshit and steals people's souls. This is all over drab B-roll footage of the city, showing its lack of glitz and glamour, while, creepy violin music plays. I wasn't going to include the whole voiceover, but then I decided to, so here we go.
Oh, good. Thank God.
This is Fred Durst's view of L.A. You've all been clamoring for it. Los Angeles. I call it the city of bullshitters.
It's already the worst.
Who am I to judge? I live here, too. This place will suck the life right out of you. Some people pick themselves up after getting the shit knocked out of them. Others break down like an old station wagon. We can try to put off the inevitable, but everything breaks down eventually. Even a person's spirit. But Moose? He's unbreakable.
Moose!
The main character, played by one John Travolta, is named Moose.
Moose.
Moose. Mm-hmm.
There's a wrestler, I believe he's currently the Impact champion, named Moose. And that is the only person who should be named Moose, is an actual moose or professional wrestler.
It is the worst
Moose.
name. Yeah.
Moose. Also, thinking back. Now, I guess you never thinking about it. You didn't see the beginning of this movie, but the Last Days of American Crime. They are beginning in a very similar fashion.
They're both similarly good movies.
This one didn't have a guy in a bathtub get blown up.
Not yet.
Oh God.
I'm kidding. There's different violence.
Oh, good.
We see Travolta riding on a moped down Hollywood Boulevard.
That's almost worth the price of admission alone.
His character is autistic, as he claims himself, and a nerdy film buff. And in terms of costume and character design, he looks on point. He's got like long gray stubble, glasses, a weird mini mullet haircut, but like shaved sides of the head. And he shows off a little bit of paunch with a t-shirt that's too tight, and he wears an old school digital watch and like shorts and New Balance sneakers with high socks. He does not look like John Travolta.
Okay.
And we'll get into it a little more, but I'm confused by Travolta's performance, but it's probably the best thing in the movie.
That's sad.
So he arrives at the nerd memorabilia store, and we see that he's friendly with the owner. With some ham-fisted dialogue, so much of this movie, we find out that Moose is a huge fan of actor Hunter Dunbar. Moose has been invited to a rap party that Hunter will attend for the movie he just filmed. Hunter also will be at the nerd store for a book signing tomorrow. Moose really wants a leather jacket that says Rico on it, which was a prop from a Hunter movie, for Hunter to sign, but he doesn't have enough money to buy it. But the nerd store owner has a soft spot for Moose and gives him the vest and says, pay me, in installments by the end of the year.
Hey, Isaac, the nerd store called. They're running out of you.
Larry, you're much more of a nerd than I am. I am a nerd.
This is incredibly accurate.
I'm a 3 or maybe a 4 on the nerd logarithmic scale, and you're definitely a 5 or a 6.
That's the sick part. For as much as of a nerd as I am not. I am way below some people I know.
Nerddom is interesting.
It's something.
So we get a montage over credits of creepy footage interspersed with Hunter Dunbar movie clips and Moose riding around on his moped with the Rico vest on backwards, so it says Rico on his chest instead of his back.
I don't know why, but that's incredibly... I have a vision of what that looks like in my head, and it's even dumber than I
no, it's a scene.
Oh, God.
And like as he's leaving the nerd store, he puts it on backwards, and the nerd store owner says, that's on backwards, and John Travolta in his like awkward, mentally handicapped speech patterns, like, yeah, I know.
Okay. What's the last movie you've seen that had John Travolta in it? Because thinking about it, I don't know. It's like Face Off.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I don't know if Face Off came before or after Pulp Fiction. I think after. The Face Off seems like it was 97, 98.
Travolta's in Be Cool and Get Shorty, which are based on Elmore Leonard books and are pretty good.
Yeah, like he's one of those guys. I don't think I've seen a lot of his work. Really thinking about it.
Yeah, I haven't seen much outside of those 3 movies, really.
Yeah.
I've never seen Grease, and I kind of don't want
to. I'm going to make everyone hate me as normal, but I hate Grease.
Yeah,
I guess I have
look like
seen
my
that
bag.
too. No, it's certainly not mine. I mean, I don't like the 50s, and also that movie is insanely problematic. But I mean, I guess most things are at this at this day and age. Everything's becoming, as we look back in history, we're the worst, and we always have been.
Oh yes, clearly. So Moose arrives back at his nerd lair and hangs the vest up and kisses it.
Okay.
He practices greeting Hunter in the mirror, and it's one of those scenes where he does a whole bunch of different versions and like gets mad at himself, and he's doing the whole autistic thing.
Okay.
And playing it up, and all the reviews I said he was overacting, and I can see it, but I don't know. He didn't feel like John Travolta. It was interesting. And if people didn't know, John Travolta had an autistic son who died, had an untimely passing based on a seizure, I think.
Oh, wow.
I
didn't know that at all.
When he was a teenager. Wow. So, yeah, Travolta is definitely familiar. And he said he took this role because of his son. Or at least that's what IMDb says.
I had no clue the character was autistic. I don't remember if we mentioned if that came up in the description. But yeah, because I didn't even. All I saw was Fred Durst, and I'm like, there we go, easy, done.
Yeah, that was enough.
But
I have no idea how this tracks on being offensive to autistic people. I'm betting probably.
If I had to
very
guess.
offensive. I don't know enough to make a statement either way, but I don't know.
Interesting.
The female voiceover from the beginning turns out to be a character, which is always a good sign.
Again, with Last Days of American Crime, here we come again.
It is Leah, a young female photographer and friend of Moose for some reason. We see them meet in an alley, and Moose is very awkward, and he's going to the rap party, which he said he was invited to, but he's not, because Leah is helping him climb over the fence in the alley to sneak into the party. She turns out is like a paparazzi photographer and does so she's like invited to the event to take photos, and that's how she can like sneak him in.
I see.
Moose goes up to the bar and orders a strawberry milkshake and gets very frustrated when the barkeep tells him they don't serve milkshakes. It's a very swanky Hollywood place, so it's all like champagne and cocktails.
Sure.
He finds an actress that he's a fan of and goes up and awkwardly praises her. And she kind of like accepts the praise for 20 seconds and is just very awkward and kind of creepy. He then asks where Hunter is, and she says he's not here tonight. He's at his kid's school play. Moose starts freaking out, and a bouncer escorts him out while he's yelling about Hunter not being there. Hunter was supposed to be here. Hunter was supposed to be here. I need an autograph.
Okay.
Yep. Leah shows up at Moose's apartment and yells at him for making a scene. She says, this is my job, and you can't fuck this kind of thing up for me. I could get in a lot of trouble. They argue and flip each other off in like he pulls his hand out of his pocket with a middle finger extended, that old gag, and then she does the crank up middle finger, which he was super angry, but as soon as he sees that, he just starts giggling and says, that's the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
The crank up middle finger is pretty good.
It's a solid bit.
Yeah, it's a good bit.
But so that apparently diffused the tension between them and their friends again.
Okay.
Oh God, I'm sick with Fred Durst juice. Oh,
the hot dog flavored water. That's the Fred Durst juice.
Yep. Jesus. We see Moose dressing up in a public bathroom, as an old-timey London police officer, with the big blue helmet and the buttoned-up blue jacket and shit, and he's even got a big black silly fake mustache.
The guys who would chase Benny Hill.
What's that?
The guys who would chase around Benny Hill.
Oh yeah, exactly. Then he starts doing street performance on Hollywood Boulevard very badly, where he's just out there like busking for money as a Hollywood Bobby. That's what they're called, Bobbies, right?
Yes.
Or as a London Bobby. And he just makes all these awkward references to the Queen, the Beatles, Jack the Ripper, just whatever England pop culture you can think of.
Okay.
It's weird, and that's his full-time job.
Oh,
he's a street performer.
Oh, good.
Yep.
Good. Humanity's the best thing we've produced as a culture.
Some of them are good.
Name one.
I was in New York last weekend, and I saw a really cool old guy singing Frank Sinatra standards with a huge crowd around him.
God damn it, I hate that you immediately got me.
And there was a 4-year-old girl in the cutest little dress just, like, dancing her heart out, like, right next to him. That was just a passerby, and her mom was just sitting there taking pictures. It was probably the most adorable thing I've ever seen.
I don't like being defeated immediately.
It honestly, it would because earlier that morning, I think I had seen some graphic war footage from Ukraine.
Yeah.
And seeing that just made me like, okay, humanity, there's good stuff too.
Okay. All right, fair enough.
You lose, Mr. Beard.
Yeah, what else is fucking
Oh, God. So another street performer pushes a nail through his nose, where there's a whole bunch of blood that comes out. It's fake, I'm assuming. And then his partner is there picking people's pockets. The two guys argue, and the pickpocket guy quits. Nail Dude tries to recruit Moose to be his pickpocket, but Moose refuses. This plotline is basically pointless, even though it comes up again.
Okay.
It's nothing in this movie matters.
It sounded like
Moose
that.
shows up late at the book signing at the nerd store. The store owner gets him set up in line and Moose is watching Hunter Dunbar from a distance sign books, and he basically has an out-of-body experience while standing in the line looking at Hunter, where it's one of those things like suddenly all the rest of the crowd is gone, and it's just Moose in like an empty space signing a book with a light like shining down on him.
Okay.
And he looks, it's
Sure.
weird. Just as Moose is next in line, Hunter gets a call to go out back to talk to someone. It turns out it's his ex, and she yells at him because he promised to babysit their kid, and now he's doing this fucking book signing thing, and the kid's sitting in the back seat.
Wait, Moose is okay. It's not his kid, though.
No, it's Hunter's kid.
Okay. Oh, it's what?
Hunter gets called out back to the alley, and it's it's Hunter's ex-wife.
Sorry.
And Hunter's kid.
The
Moose does not have family.
Sorry, I blacked out there for a second. I see.
So Moose is, desperate to get a signature and like mumbling, is he going to leave? Is he going to leave? He comes out and hovers awkwardly over the conversation. Hunter and the ex argue and she drives off. Hunter calls off the rest of the book signing, and when Moose awkwardly keeps asking for a signature, Hunter threatens to beat the shit out of him and then leaves.
Okay.
And Moose is distraught.
Okay.
We cut to Moose and Leah out to dinner. Their relationship is so strange. And he asks how the paparazzi find celebrities' houses. She says, you're the last person who should know where Hunter Dunbar lives. And then immediately shows him the app on her smartphone used to find celebrity houses. Fucking ham-fisted drivel, Larry.
Great.
I don't like it.
Yeah, that's great.
It makes no sense.
Fuck's sake.
I can't with this. Moose starts, back at his nerd lair, Moose starts composing a letter to Hunter. He trashes it and starts over and over and over while Travolta does a voiceover of him composing the letter. It's so this movie is so predictable in so many ways. And then the worst part about this is the ending, which
I'm trying to figure out what is going to happen, and I can't get a read on anything. What is this? What exactly is going on?
It's weird.
Okay.
So Moose shows up at the front gates of Hunter's house. Hunter is just coming back from a run and yells at Moose for tracking him down. Moose begs for an autograph, and Hunter seems to oblige, and then jabs the marker into Moose's chest and scribbles all over it and tells him to get the fuck out of here.
That just seems foolish, but okay.
And I have to take a poop break. It's quite urgent. I will be back in 3 minutes.
All right.
Okay, just keep it rolling,
Yep.
I guess. Crisis averted.
Part of me is glad you didn't shit your pants. The other part of me wishes you had shit your pants.
I'm going to shit my pants live at some point.
Given the amount of time I've shit my pants in the course of this lifetime, yes, I think I also will do.
Maybe we can do it at the same time.
Okay.
It'd be like coming together.
Oh, man. I don't want to come together. I do want to shit together, though.
Yeah, see, that's how our relationship goes.
That's terrible.
Yeah. Okay, what was the last thing I said?
I don't remember. You were talking about him scribbling on his chest with a marker.
Okay. We see some extremely awkward busking of Moose as the London Bobby again. Lots of weird cutscenes out of context. Him on his phone with someone in the public bathroom never comes up. The nail dude and his goon are back together, and they bully Moose in the bathroom. Then a random black security guard, guess what? The only minority in the movie, shows up and saves Moose. And then nail dude kills him. No, he doesn't kill him. Sorry.
Okay. Still not sure what the fuck is going on, but okay.
Well, there's not much of a plot. It's basically Stalker's gonna stalk.
Is that a movie, though?
No.
And it sounds like the guy being stalked is an asshole, so are we supposed to root for the stalker?
No. You're supposed to hate everyone.
Well, mission accomplished.
Moose shows back up at Hunter's house and climbs over the fence. Hunter's maid catches him in the yard and chases him away. Meanwhile, he drops his letter for Hunter in the grass. Later, the maid tells Hunter what happened, and he goes to kiss her, and she tells him that they can't do that anymore, and he apologizes, which is the absolutely most unnecessary subplot ever, that they're banging, or were banging.
Yeah, okay.
And it's never developed.
Then why
do
it?
I guess there's an emotional payoff at the end, but there's not really, because it's the worst ending, probably. What movie did I have that had the worst ending recently?
What
was that?
Breach.
Oh,
with the planet,
yeah, okay.
with the goo monster.
This probably isn't worse than that. That's probably still the worst.
That's pretty bad.
Jeez. Okay. Jeez, fuck. Okay, Moose comes back to the house late at night, and the maid accosts him, smacking him over and over and over again with whatever she's holding. I forget if it's like a pot or something. And eventually Moose, like, he's panicking and saying, stop hitting me, and then he, like, heals her, like, with the heel of his hand, just, like, jabs her in the nose, and she falls down and smacks her head on the stone bird bath, and we see her lying in the grass, bleeding profusely, presumably dying.
Okay.
Moose then goes into Hunter's house, which is empty, and fanboys all over Hunter's various awards and memorabilia and stuff in the house.
Okay.
Moose goes through the empty house, playing the piano, going through the fridge, reading a script, looking in the medicine cabinet. Moose smells Hunter's toothbrush and then uses it.
Weird. Okay. Weird.
Then he watches footage from Hunter's camcorder of, like, him and his ex-wife when they were still together. I don't know why that's still in the camcorder.
Yeah.
Because especially, it seems like they broke up a long time ago.
Also, camcorder? What year is this movie take place?
Yeah, okay. Fred Durst does not live in the present.
You got me there. You got me there.
Hunter returns home, and Moose continues to hide in the house, first deep at the back of the closet, like while Hunter's at the front of the closet, and you can just barely see Moose peeking out through the clothes. Then Moose is hiding under Hunter's kid's bed as Hunter tucks the kid in. After Hunter falls asleep in a recliner, Moose goes up to take a selfie with him. He drops his phone on Hunter's chest, which almost wakes him up, but not quite. Then he goes to complete the selfie, gently kissing Moose on the forehead, and then tucks him in with a blankie.
Okay.
It's creepy. And Travolta, you know, he's overacting apparently, but...
Here's the thing. When he is the stalker, and it seems like he's harmless, like, stalking is not... at no point is it ever a victimless crime. It's not a thing, and if you're
Very
fucking
true.
doing it right now, stop it. What's wrong with you? But, like, when we're seeing it, and we're supposed to feel sympathy for him because he is autistic, and because he's, like, generally a good person, it seems like, and he's not... He's just kind of off. I'm still... What am I supposed to be feeling? What besides hate? I mean, because you don't need... For me, I don't need much to feel hate. Like, I'm just confused as to where is this leading?
Yeah, it's very morally ambiguous. Wow, is to say the least.
Because
it's
it sounds like Hunter is the villain.
Kind of.
Like he's in the victim role of this,
and he's never that, like, much of an asshole. Like, he's an asshole to a creepy fan who's over the top and weird, but, like, that's a justifiable place to be an asshole.
Yeah, and he's being, like, romantic comedy, I gotta get rid of my first husband asshole, not, like, you know, he's not killing people.
Yeah, very much so.
I'm very confused.
As Moose sits next to Hunter and watches TV, there's an awkward pan... An awkward pan, like, where the camera slides behind the TV and fades to black, and then we get a flashback of child Moose watching a movie while his mom brings in a brick shithouse of a man to fuck upstairs.
Okay.
But
Sounds
that's
Always Sunny.
Yeah, seriously, that's all we get. That's the only thing. He had a troubled childhood, but movies were his escape. So psychologically deep and exploratory into the human psyche.
Fucking sure.
Moose escapes the house in the morning. We see Hunter driving his kid through the neighborhood. Now, in the lamest, most self-aggrandizing bullshit Fred Durst has ever pulled off, Hunter decides to put on some tunes in the car stereo and asks his son, do you want to listen to some Limp Bizkit? And then we get 20 seconds of them driving and jamming out to Limp Bizkit tunes. And Hunter says, I used to listen to this back in the day.
Isaac, do you get it? Do you get it?
Fred Durst is the front man of the Limp Bizkit.
Fred Durst, he is the chocolate starfish. I am officially out of Limp Bizkit references.
I can't believe he did that.
And that last one was a real stretch.
Oh, chocolate starfish. Fred, stop it. You're not better than this, but just stop it.
Yeah, Fred, you're not better than anything. Fred, seek help.
Don't even do that. Just, I don't know, go into like a nuclear war bunker and live out the rest of your days alone. That's the best thing for everyone.
Yeah, retire to the country, Fred.
Because then he'll still have to interact with people at like the 7-Eleven or whatever.
No, I imagine him. Yeah, actually, I imagine him pulling a Ted Kaczynski, not in the Making Bombs, but just living in a shitty cabin he constructed next to a freeway, and complaining that not everyone does what he does.
Exactly. Oh, Fred, why?
I love how we just embraced
on
calling him Fred, like he's our neighbor. We know.
Oh, the true great Freds, Fred Rogers and Fred Durst. We get a montage over some scary music of Moose driving his moped around and crying. The moped starts breaking down, and Moose takes a spill onto the sidewalk. He's like, lays on the ground, like, crying and saying, "Am I okay? Am I okay?"
Okay.
We see him back at his nerd lair, ranting about Hunter, into his bathroom mirror, screaming and crying. He watches Hunter movies and cries while he yells at the TV. He burns his Rico vest and other Hunter memorabilia in a barrel with gasoline outside. Leah, the photographer, goes to the nerd lair. She yells at Moose because he posted a photo of him kissing Hunter's forehead while Hunter was sleeping on his social media. She tells him that was accurately the stupidest thing he's ever done. She calls him crazy and says she should go to the police. Moose shoves her and kicks her out of the nerd lair and says, "We're not friends anymore."
Here's what annoys me. This always irritates me when things like this happen. How many followers does Moose have?
I guess Leah.
So one. So who cares?
The police should.
Well, yeah, but I mean, how are they ever going to know?
Well, they're about to know something's up. Because we cut to Hunter tied to his bed with cloth stuffed in his mouth.
Okay.
In the middle of the night.
Begging your pardon? Oh, he's having some kind of weird sex thing, isn't he?
No. Hunter wakes up in a panic and looks down on the ground to see Moose lying on the floor next to the bed with a pool of blood coming out of his head.
Okay. I don't even care. Whatever.
Hunter, of course, is freaking out, saying, "What the fuck? What the fuck? What's going on?" And then Moose starts laughing and stands up, revealing the pool of blood was fake. He leaves the room while Hunter continues freaking out and comes back with a Jason Voorhees mask and a big long knife while Hunter says, "No, no, no, don't do it." And then he plunges the knife into Hunter's chest. And of course, it's revealed to be a prop knife that retracts, and Hunter is not harmed.
Again, follow-up questions. What?
Yes, please.
Why, though? Like, the problem is I have to hold them all to the end. I can't, just continue. Just continue.
I'm not going to have satisfactory answers for you. You know
well,
this, right?
That's a problem for me.
Moose then pulls out a gas can and starts dousing Hunter with it. Hunter, of course, panics and screams, "No, no, don't do it, don't do it. What the fuck, what the fuck?" Moose starts giggling and says, It's just water, man." Fucking goddamn. He then says, "I'm hungry. Are you hungry? Stay there, don't move," and leaves the room. And he's like downstairs in the kitchen, like going through the fridge, and we get another inane. There's been like a little bit of voiceover from Leah here and there, not much, but this one is so inane that I fucking wanted, Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Moose didn't just cross the line, and Larry, I want you to guess what part 2 is.
He.
What is the most extreme Fred Durst? He didn't just cross the line, he blinked.
Bent it over and fucked it in the ass.
He didn't just cross the line, he fucking nuked it.
Okay.
Fucking.
I feel like I was close.
Yeah, no. It's I bet that was on the side of the script as an option, as he was. Fred Durst was just sitting at candlelight,
right,
writing this.
Candlelight. He was sitting by the light of a lava lamp.
Oh God, that is worse. He probably has a lava lamp room. Okay. Moose comes back upstairs with a jar of undisclosed jelly, and
created by J.B. Smoove.
And he's like tasting it. He's like, "This isn't very good. Why do you have this in your fridge?" And then he shoves a fingerful of it in Hunter's mouth while saying how it's so gross and that he needs to have more ice cream in the fridge.
Very confused, but okay.
So up to this point, Hunter has been like panicking and like, what the fuck, get out of here, you crazy freak, what is wrong with you? And then he starts turning on the charm. He's taking a different tack now, so he's like, I'll get ice cream. I'll get ice cream for the fridge. And, you know, look, I won't call the police. And if you untie me right now, we can change into some new spiffy clothes, and we'll go out to a fancy restaurant, and then we'll come back here, and we'll watch some of my movies on the HD TV. And honestly, yeah, Fred Durst does not live in the present. This came out in 2019, and he's like, the HD TV.
Wait, he says HDTV.
Yes. He doesn't say, and it's also a movie star who would have like an Ultra 8K or whatever.
Right.
And HD TV wasn't a talking point like
Ever.
12 years ago. You can't, the last time you could buy a standard definition TV was probably during the Bush administration.
That seems very accurate, yeah.
Fucking Fred Durst.
HTTV. We'll pop in an 8-track of some Limp Bizkit. And, you know, rock out hardcore to Fred Durst, my favorite artist.
And of course they're going to have...
Who is not balding and is very handsome.
Of course they're going to have strawberry ice cream while they watch the movies on the HD TV.
Okay.
During this speech, the footage kind of fades and turns an otherworldly color as Hunter leads Moose through the fantasy. Moose lays his head on Hunter's chest as Hunter describes the night they're going to have together, and then finally unties Hunter's hands. Buckle up, Larry.
I'm just... I'm buckled.
Hunter immediately punches Moose in the face, knocking him to the floor. He then grabs a shotgun from his headboard and shoots off all the fingers of Moose's right hand.
Okay.
Hunter then pulls out a K-bar knife from his nightstand and cuts away the rest of his restraints, while Moose crawls away, crying and screaming in pain. Hunter kicks him down the stairs, and he's down now on like the living room floor. Hunter fires the shotgun right next to Moose's ears into the ground, deafening him. And then uses the knife to stab Moose in the eye.
Okay. Horrible.
Yep, it looks pretty graphic.
Thing that I can't watch. I'm unable to watch eye stuff.
I will give credit to the props department. It looks gross and horrifying.
Okay.
We don't see like the eyeball come out or anything, but there's like just blood welling from this big gash in his eye hole. And then
I feel like a knife into the eye is, if not fatal, very close to.
depends how deep you go.
I suppose. Why do you answer that very quickly?
I don't go in my garage, Larry.
I never would. I never, ever would.
Don't. I'm serious.
All right.
Okay. Now, what is the stupidest thing that could happen here?
I mean, there's so many options. I think Moose wrestling the gun away and killing Hunter, and then being sad that he killed his celebrity crush.
Okay, so it turns out that Hunter Dunbar's neighbor is none other than Fred Durst, who needs a cup of sugar.
You're joking.
Yes, I am joking, but I had you for a second.
Fuck, you actually had me. If you had not said the cup of sugar, I would not have questioned it. If you would have said his neighbor was Fred Durst who comes in with a pistol, that is absolutely Fred Durst's wet dream.
That would have been so much better of a movie, because that would just elevate it to, oh, this is so stupid, it's amazing. But no, we get this. Hunter wraps some cloth around Moose's mangled, fingerless hand, lifts him up to his feet, and shoves him out the front door.
What?
And then sinks down against the wall, apparently in shock.
Okay. Why?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Again,
we see Moose
what is happening?
Shuffling down Hollywood Boulevard, his mangled hand wrapped in a bloody cloth, blood pouring out of his empty eye socket. A couple Mexican dudes come up and take selfies with him and compliment his costume. Voiceover Leah the photographer happens to be driving by.
How convenient.
And she pulls up next to Moose on the street and, Jesus Christ, starts helping him. And I guess she's doing a voiceover the whole time. This is oh God, Jesus.
As opposed to just, okay, asking.
So yeah, while she's like slow motion helping him get in the car to go to the hospital or whatever, the voiceover is saying, I'm not worried about Moose. I'm worried about the maid. And then the camera pans over
forgot.
to the maid's dead corpse. She's officially dead, just lying in the grass. And it's been like a whole day now.
And did Moose kill her or Hunter kill her? I've already forgotten.
Moose.
Okay.
He hit her in the nose to defend himself,
Right.
and then she hit her head on the way down.
Okay.
So he definitely didn't mean to kill her.
Yep, sure.
Yeah, okay. So
Fuck.
the police show up at Hunter's house and arrest him for murdering his maid. That's the twist.
That's not a twist.
We see him get shoved in the police car, still covered in blood from his fight with Moose. He hasn't said a word, and the movie's over.
What?
That's the end of the movie, Larry.
No, I refuse. I won't allow it.
Sorry.
I won't allow it. Oh, that's not a movie. You what? Oh, you did. What you've described is not a film. I don't know what it is. It's like half of a script lazily cum-shotted out of a shotgun onto a page. I don't even know. What are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't get the ending at all.
I don't get most of the movie. What?
Yeah.
How is that a twist? What? I'm furious. I would have been way angrier than you are. I'm distressed that you're not so angry. I don't wait. Why? But how? But no, for real though. What the fuck? It just doesn't. I mean, I don't even know where to begin to be mad
At Fred Durst.
Well, okay.
The beginning and the end of all things,
I mean,
of course, is Fred Durst.
He's
the alpha and the omega.
That certainly. Yeah, okay.
So, Travolta, every review I saw accused him of overacting, but I was pretty drawn in by his performance and his costume. It's silly, and I don't know how to feel about the portrayal of someone with being mentally handicapped and all. But he was compelling and creepy as an unaware and hapless villain. I mean, like you said, the stalker stuff is problematic, but like he doesn't really know he's being a stalker. I don't know, and just that idea of like being the villain while not thinking you're the villain is like could be something, and being like so clueless.
Okay, yes, that could be something. I'll grant you that.
And I think, kind of like you said, like Hunter's in a weird place where he's kind of a dick, but he's in the right.
I mean, at the end of it, he's not the villain of this movie.
No, and like, maybe stabbing him in the eye and blowing his fingers off, maybe that's... But when you're in that situation tied to the bed...
Yeah, no, the stabbing in the eye is a bit much, sure.
Yeah.
I think everything up till then is not.
Yeah, but I think if you had Travolta being sort of the same thing as like an unaware villain, and then the person he's stalking is the actual villain and is like a real shitty actor who's like terrible in ways I can't even begin to imagine. Excuse me. I feel like that would definitely be more compelling than this, which was just confusing.
Yeah, I don't know who we're supposed to root for. Like, not that you need to have someone to root. I think you kind of do a little bit, don't you?
This is a genre-bending masterpiece.
All right. It's the ending. I can't even express how mad I am. Like, I just can't. That ending is so terrible.
Yeah. So here's how I put it. The whole plot felt like a predictable but rising crescendo of an orchestra. Not interesting, but it hits its beats. It kind of satisfies you in a way. But the ending is like if the conductor gently puts down his baton, walks to the front of the stage, turns around, drops his pants, and shits explosive diarrhea over everyone in the front row.
I mean, yeah, that okay. Fuck. I'm like, I don't even know how to gather my thoughts properly.
I'm glad you're so flummoxed.
It's just, I can't believe them. I thought there was like another 40 minutes of movie.
Oh, no.
Like, what is the climax? Why was I can't even get it out. I can't even whip it out. I guess fuck it. I have a billion questions and I don't even know how to ask them.
Yeah, I don't know. The last thing I had written was Moose is the only character even remotely interesting, and even then, only so much. Everyone else was complete crap, drab, underdeveloped, and just wild hog with their motivations. Especially the photographer, just like handing him over the app, like, oh, here's how to stalk Hunter, even though I know you're going to be a terrible stalker.
Yeah, it's true. It's just unbelievable. I can't even. I truly don't even know how to organize my thoughts. Like, I need to sit in silence for 5 minutes to figure out how to be mad exactly.
Well, do you want a little trivia bit of info that might help you process things?
I mean, sure.
The guy who plays Hunter Dunbar, whose name I already forgot because he's unimportant, was in another fairly famous stalkery type role. He played Stan in Eminem's music video, Stan.
Oh, I'm not familiar.
So that's interesting.
But I mean, okay, that's cool.
It's a famous song about a fan stalking him with letters and then like having his girlfriend tied up in the trunk and drives off a bridge and kills them both.
Oh, okay.
It's a really good song.
I mean, it's, okay.
And it was a pretty famous music video 21 years ago, I guess.
Yeah, I'm not that music. I don't know a lot. I didn't really watch a lot of music videos when I was younger or older.
I was all hip on the MTV and the VH1s.
I bet you were.
That's what I had to jerk off to before we had fast enough internet.
Oh, boy. I don't even want to get into what I've had to jerk off to.
Have you marshaled your thoughts?
No. I really don't. I don't want to talk about this. I may have to watch. I may have to watch it. I don't understand what was this movie?
Stalker's gonna stalk.
But that's not a plot. Is it? Is it a plot?
Throughout the movie, I as soon as I within 5 minutes when I knew what the plot generally was. I mean, I kind of knew just from the description. But I was, as much as it was dumb and I didn't like it before the ending, I was vaguely curious. Like, once I was 10 minutes in, I wanted to finish it because I wanted to know, like, okay, how he's going to break into his house and what exactly is going to happen. I need to know at this point, and how is it going to build up to that? So it had me kind of hooked, and mostly, not like I liked it or was really enjoying it, but I needed to finish it. It's like a candy bar or sex. Like, once you start it, if you don't finish it, you don't feel good.
I mean, it sounds like you could have done so. I see what you're saying about it. You can see the good movie in the distance. That might be okay. Because it sounds like if you had John Travolta, who was, by as far as I'm aware, all right's a good actor-ish.
Yeah.
And you had him playing an autistic character, which is a role he cared about because of his son, which I wasn't aware of. And you wanted to explore what that would be like for someone trying to struggle through this obsession with a movie star. But then the last just fucking 20 minutes of your review, what are you fucking talking about?
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, boy. That's just
some of the
terrible.
creepy stuff of him, being under the kid's bed while Hunter tucks him in. And that takes up a lot more screen time than my description. And it's admittedly horror movie creepy vibes, and
yeah, but
it's a slow pan down and reveal that he's under the bed. So this movie hits some of those technical beats.
But we're
of
following
that's how you're
him,
supposed to do it.
And he's the villain technically. And I get what you're saying, yeah, about being the villain without knowing it, or I just can't.
Because also we don't know if Hunter never turned on the charm, what would Moose have done? It doesn't seem like Moose was going to kill him.
Why did Moose do this in the first place? It was not
because he was angry. Because Hunter was mean.
That's not good enough.
Not really, no.
All right, fucking. Oh boy, I don't know. I'm really mad at this movie I didn't watch.
If you watch it, let me know.
I don't think I will. I don't think I can. I just, I feel like I'm just going to yell at the screen. I do that enough already.
You got to give Fred Durst that fraction of a penny.
I'd rather give Fred Durst a hard dick.
Oh, God.
I mean, if he's willing to share.
Enjoyment
of the day. I don't know, man. I'm all fucking Fred Dursted out.
That is fair. I think
I feel
if I never have to think about Fred Durst again,
Well, he has
before
other.
I slip into my watery grave, I will be very happy.
He has other movies.
Well, you say that like you're going to give me one of them.
Not
And
today.
that's not
but-
going to happen.
Don't worry, it's in the back of my head because maybe we need to. Maybe a thorough investigation of his oeuvre will really shed some light on the delicate genius that it. What is the name of this movie? Because I don't think I've ever remembered it at any point upon hearing it or saying it.
The Fanatic.
The Fanatic. Okay.
I don't know if I can handle doing a Steven Seagal deep dive on Fred Durst. And speaking of Steven Seagal, have you ever heard of the podcast The Dollop?
Yeah. A friend was always trying to get me to listen to it, but I never got around to it.
It's pretty good. They're in the middle of a 3-parter on Steven Seagal.
Oh, wow.
They do American history, so usually it's older stuff, but oh boy. Like we dove in and did some stuff, and they're covering some similar stuff, but there's a lot we missed because they have like professional researchers.
Well, yeah, I mean, we just did that for kick. We do movies, not like his fucking crazy, all the shit he's ever done.
The best thing was when he went to Japan as a teenager to train at a dojo. They apparently at the dojo told him, "We don't have room for a student. We only have room for a dog." So Steven Seagal claims he got on all fours and walked into the dojo, and they accepted him because it was a Zen riddle.
You know what, though? Respect, man. Respect on that for willing to degrade yourself for the sake of learning this art. Some part of me respects that a tiny bit.
The podcast then goes on like a 15-minute bit about Steven Seagal being a dog, and it's amazing.
That also sounds hilarious. Oh man, Steven Seagal will be a regular contributor to this show. We will be seeing his movies more.
Oh boy, yeah, we got to look for some.
It just needs, I think it's been enough time that one of us is going to pull the trigger soon. Because
this is true.
The last time it was you. I forget the name of it because the names are
Sniper Special Balls.
Every now and then I hear people talk about Steven Seagal, and I just want to tell him your theory that he had to have a body double to walk upstairs.
Yes. It's not a theory. It's a law of science.
It's like, how could I explain the complicated story of he's literally too old and fat to walk upstairs?
Oh, Steven.
You dope.
Oh, okay. So what do I got coming my way? Because next week you're covering the famous Sharknado. Is that right?
Yeah, I'm going to be watching it pretty much after we're done recording. I'm going to do my first watch, so we're going to get that out of the fucking way.
Jeez. I'll have the police do a wellness check in about 3 hours.
Though, here's the thing. I don't think it's going to be... there's a part of my brain that just, like, when it gets to be so stupid that it's that absurd, I just, like... my brain just shuts off, and I become... as, like, a self-defense mechanism. Whereas when it's a movie that, like, I have to
like
pay...
a lizard shedding its tail.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yes. It's just like I don't.
You shed your self-respect for the next 2 hours.
My brain is just incapable of forming meaningful connections in that time. So, like, if someone was to tell me that they have cancer during the middle of, like, watching Sharknado, my brain might be like, because it's just incapable of forming any sort of emotional connection, including rage. But yeah, I don't know. I think this is going to be a very quick jaunt, unless it really surprises me with how terrible it is. Or maybe how good it is. Maybe it's great. Maybe you're wrong and it's great.
I think there's some interesting B-list celebrities in it. Or C-list.
Yeah, didn't we? Isn't like I saw Tara Reid is the one that I remember off the top of my head.
Yeah, and I saw some other names that I recognized,
okay,
but I can't remember them now. But that'll be fun.
Will it? I don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I want you to know my first instinct when upon this week's movie for next week. God damn, 2 weeks. I don't
after Sharknado.
Fucking yes, after Sharknado. The time after Sharknado. There is a movie, and you're not getting this. There is a movie on Amazon Prime, and I hesitate to call it a movie, called Trump versus the Illuminati. It's an hour and 2 minutes long, or you'd already be watching it. Also, given the fact that we have a spike in listenership, I don't think having an episode title called Trump versus the Illuminati is going to do our numbers any good. So,
that's a good point.
So you're going to be off the hook a little bit. But
Thank
I
God.
did watch the trailer and was like, well, I do want to see how Isaac reacts to this. Maybe we'll do it on the side. But your actual movie, A couple of weeks, months, whatever ago, you gave me that Jim Carrey, I almost said Nazi, vampire movie, Once Bitten, that was old and kind of crappy, but I didn't hate it. Have you ever heard of the trope of, like, I'm sure you have, of we got to save the ski lodge by holding, like, a ski competition?
Yeah.
I think I found the movie where that originated from, and you're going to watch it. It's called Ski Patrol.
Is this on Amazon?
It's on Amazon.
God, Amazon, why do you have so many bad movies?
Amazon has got some real shit.
Can I just watch Paw Patrol instead?
If you want to watch an equivalent of an hour and a half of Paw Patrol, I will allow that.
1990. The fun-loving guys of the Ski Patrol must outsmart an obnoxious group of ski instructors hired by a developer to sabotage and create havoc in a wacky ski resort. From the producer of the Police Academy series. Oh, man, the clips that are playing in the background.
They looked bad.
There's bikini chicks. There's like a giant hot dog on a sled.
It looks like 90s cheese, and that sounds like ripe for being terrible.
Bad sweaters and like neon ski pants.
Yeah.
What?
I think this looks good. You'll hate it.
Technically, this came out in the 90s, but it's influenced greatly by the 80s.
Well, it came out in 1990, which, first of all, nothing good ever came out of the year 1990. And second of all, yes, it's barely.
It was probably made in the 80s.
Yeah, let's see. Ski Patrol.
Is there a talking dog?
There
was a dog, and it looked like it might have been talking.
Tell me, brother.
Damn it. Well, it's probably gonna. Wow, it'll be more coherent than the Fanatic.
Ski Patrol came out in January 12th of 1990, so it is
perfect. It is an 80s movie.
It is the 80s. Yes, basically, it's the 80s.
It's like the culmination of the 80s. Like, the 80s are over. Let's make a movie to sum up the decade.
Yeah.
Great. It's going to be great.
Made by the Police Academy guy. Yeah, you're going to love it.
Yeah. Fucking Jesus. I'm going to go listen to some Limp Bizkit.
Are you?
No, I'm not. I'm gonna go listen to the sound of my own finger bones shattering under the hammer blows that I rain down upon them, because that's preferable. You can only do one hand, because once you mangle one hand, you can't use it to mangle the other. That's the downside.
Got to use your feet.
I'm not. I haven't been working on my toe work.
I could hold a hammer with my toes.
Could you swing a hammer with your toes?
Not well. Enough to hurt, but not enough to mangle.
All right.
My best friend wants to open up a sandwich shop where you like pay an exorbitant amount of money to sit in a little booth, and then on the other side of like plate and glass, there is just a woman who will make you whatever sandwich you want with her toes. And I
thought you were going to say with her top off.
No, with her toes. I mean, part of me thinks that's kind of brilliant, but I don't know how we get past like the FDA.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the issue.
I think he said what it would be is you're paying for the experience of her making the sandwich, and the sandwiches are deposited, air quotes, in the trash, air quotes, at the back of the establishment. And then, if you want to eat the sandwich, that's on you, man.
Okay, here's how you get around it. So she makes a sandwich with her toes. You watch her. She puts it in like a little cubby where it goes unseen, and then like you magic trick it out for an identical sandwich and throw out the actual foot sandwich. So they're getting stuff that was prepared by a human in another room with gloves.
See, I thought you were going to say it's like we put it in the box and then she turns her back, and at that point it's Schrodinger's sandwich, whether or not you take it out. It both exists and doesn't exist at the same time.
Wow.
Well, anyway, yeah, that's, look for that foot sandwich fetish place opening in a fucking restaurant near you. I don't know.
Or, like, what if you didn't market it as you were selling sandwiches, you were selling the experience of watching? I guess it's kind of what you said earlier.
That was his workaround, yeah.
But there's like a little box labeled trash.
Yes.
But there's not other trash in it.
Exactly, yeah.
We
need so if you're a shady Saul Goodman type lawyer, please get in touch with the Pals of
Movie Night. If you work for the FDA.
Yeah, also I'm bringing you in on this idea, Isaac, to the foot box sandwich.
I'll help procure the meats.
I feel like with you, I have to double check which meats you're with.
Do not go in my garage, Larry. Stop asking about it.
All right. Well, we're at the Pals of Movie Night, technically.
Oh,
this has been a disaster.
Yeah, this I couldn't do a normal episode with this.
No,
one.
it's been a disaster.
I think we talked more outside the movie than inside the movie.
I mean, it's just I don't. What is there to fucking say?
Not
What is there to
much.
say?
Travolta's haircut's worth taking a close look at if you want to do that at least.
Maybe.
That was one of the trivia things on IMDb. John Travolta wore a wig, and it's like, no fucking shit, you dumbass.
Well, what great trivia.
Oh god. Okay, so yeah, do the stuff, do the Facebook, do the Twitter. Send us an email, bowsermovienight@gmail.com. Rate, subscribe, tell your grandmother to get on it, or you're gonna put her down. And you can interpret that as however you want to.
That was horribly clinical.
No, you could just insult her. Bad grandma.
No,
Listen to podcasts.
How did this start?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think
It'll be one of those things where, like, on episode 69, Isaac first mentioned the grandmother. I know. What was episode 69? How did we not...
It was one of mine.
Stoop.
It's an odd number, so I don't know.
How did we not stoop to something comically low?
I don't remember if we even mentioned something comically low, but that really does seem like a failure on our part.
Yeah, we apologize.
Episode 69 was Are We There Yet? Okay, it was about children. Maybe that's something to do with it.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's why we didn't talk about it.
Ice-T. Wait, no, Ice Cube. Fuck.
Fuck, I can't. They're the same person.
They're not the
They're
same
no,
person.
They're the same person.
Not the same.
And not because they're black, because of their names.
The names, certainly. They're both rappers, and they both have ice. Only one of them has played D&D. This is terrible. Just end this shit.
Ice cubes go inside iced tea.
And that's a porno I'd pay to watch. Smell you later.
God damn. Yeah, exactly.